This video is brought to you by Ageless Geeks.
Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, this is Anthony, aka BatBomb82, and today I'll be doing a review of the new DC Multiverse Batman and Superman figures from Mcfarlane Toys. Now, taking a look at the front, we can see that both figures are showcased in a window box packaging. Turning both boxes around, we can see some really cool artwork of both characters based on actual comic books, as well at the bottom, other designs that we'll see in future toys. So with the boxes out of the way, let's crack these figures open and see what we have inside. And here are Batman and Superman out of the box. And man, not gonna lie, I like these a lot more than I thought I was going to. Like a lot of you, I had my reservations and was very curious as to how these were going to turn out. But they're pretty decent and I'm really excited to check them out with you guys. So with these pieces finally in hand, let's take a closer look at Batman and Superman. Alright guys, so I'm going to start off with Batman here, because this is my guy, and I know a lot of us have been wondering, how the Mcfarlane figures are going to turn out, and these are our first ones in the whole line. Now, I'll be honest with you, when I first saw pictures, I was not impressed at all. They just did not look good. So I tried my best to withhold judgment, just because I wanted to see them in hand first, because sometimes, pictures that you see online don't exactly match up with what your opinion will be once you have things in your possession, So I really wanted to get this in hand and let you guys know how I actually feel. I know a lot of you guys have been letting me know, hey man, how do you like the new Mcfarlane figures? Well, I finally got them in hand, and you know what? Not as bad as I thought they were going to be. They're actually pretty well made. Now, they do have problems. I'm going to run down what those are. So let's look at Batman first. Now, one thing we do get with all the figures is a little collector's card. Now, this version of Batman is supposed to be based on this Batman issue 1000 of Detective Comics, which is Jim Lee's art. I actually have that book. I love Jim Lee's art. He's one of my favorite artists. And we got the back right here, the little data file and rundown of who Batman is. I think it's really cool. So this figure is supposed to be based on this artwork. And it looks okay. I think the head is a little off, honestly. I mean, it's not terrible, but it could be better. But everything else about the suit, the sculpt, for the most part, is really, really, really good. The head, again, I think the head could have been better. It's not great. I don't like the darkened lips. I think that kind of throws me off a little bit. To some people it might not even be a big deal. But to me, it's a little weird, but it's whatever. I can get over it. The bat sculptor here looks pretty good. That's actually sculpted in there too. It's not just a little paint on there. The little lining that we get throughout the entire bodysuit looks really good. I did have a problem with the little fins right here on his little wings on his gloves coming in pretty warped. So luckily they're not breaking off. They're not brittle or anything. They're pretty pliable plastic. So I'm pretty sure you could just straighten those out. Looking down the side here, the belt looks pretty good. Again, just like that design of Batman. Looks some bat butt back there. I love this right here. The texturing that we get on the side of the pant leg. That looks really good, dude. I love that sculpting right there. Boots look nice. We get a more of that rubbery type of plastic cape. I personally prefer soft goods capes. That's just me. I'm cool with this though too. This looks really cool. It's kind of look like it's windswept to the side, and it works okay. One thing I don't really like all that much with any Batman figure is when the cape that's a soft rubber like this goes over the shoulder. It can hinder articulation. It's not terrible. Luckily, this works out pretty good, and I'll show you that when I run down articulation. But this is actually, it works okay. I still would not prefer that. I hate when any figures do that, so that's just something that, it's kind of nitpicky, but that's one of my personal complaints. But everything else about this guy, I think looks pretty good for the most part. Okay, let's run down his accessories. So we do get a little stand with just a simple black stand with a little DC logo right there and a peg. And this does actually peg in there pretty nicely. I'm going to let you guys know right now, you're going to want to use these stands. And I'll run down the articulation a little later. But these stands, man, they're so beneficial. You're going to want to use those. We also do get a Batarang, which looks good. It's simple, black. It is really thick. I don't know why it's so thick. It looks kind of awkward, to be honest with you. But I mean, it's if you can deal with that, it's no big deal. He holds it in the hand fine, but man, that's the thickness of at least 3 Batarangs. So I'm not sure why. Maybe it's a heavy Batarang. I don't know, but here's what it is. I'm just glad we got a Batarang. Then we actually do get a grapnel gun that you can hold on here like so. Like that a lot. That looks really good. The wire here is not posable and is also not removable, but I think it looks cool. I love how it's kind of intertwining and it's shooting out like that. I think that's awesome. I wish I could unpeg from the gun just so I could hold the gun by itself, but still, I think that's pretty cool, and I do like that accessory. So, yeah, not a ton of accessories with these guys. No interchangeable hands with him. I wish we had gotten some closed-fisted hands with this guy, because he's Batman and he punches a lot of people. So the fact that we got no fisted hands, that's honestly kind of annoying. Maybe some people don't care about that. That's fine. I do. I wish we had got closed fisted hands, but I mean, you can get away with it. If you don't mind that, then you'll be okay. Okay, now let's run down his articulation, because this is important to a lot of people here. So, the head is on a ball joint, rolls around very, very nicely, does turn left and right, up and down like so, and pivot side to side, so lots of good head movement in there. Now, again, with this cape and the shoulders, move that out the way. You can go full 360, even with this there. You can still go up pretty far, so that's pretty decent. I do like that. Up and out that far. So again, the cape does not hinder it all that much, which I do appreciate. There is a butterfly joint in there, and it works out okay. It's very tight on Batman, but it's still there, and that does help. We get rotation at the bicep. We got double jointed elbows. That works very nicely. We got these like ball peg joints at the wrist, so those rotate as well as hinge, and they're kind of ratcheted, so that helps. I do like that. We do get a double ball peg in the midsection right here, so that rolls around very, very nicely. Does turn left and right, pivot side to side, crunches back and forth, so that works out pretty good. Now his trunks here are softer, pliable plastic, so with that, the hips can go up that far, back that much, do the splits all the way out there. We can rotate in that upper thigh. We got double jointed knees that can't kick himself in his own butt. I mean, if you really wanted to, put that ankle back. Nothing at the boot. Here's the problem I have. These ball-pegged ankle joints completely suck. They're terrible. Now, in theory, they might be good, but execution, man, you can rotate up and down and then pivot. Then we do get toe articulation, but this is already kind of loose, so over time, that's going to get worse. And because these are semi-ratcheted too, the position of that ratchet doesn't allow you to get them as flat-footed as you would like for a certain stance, which is why I say you're going to need the stand here. So, and I'm not saying you can't stand them, I'm just saying you're going to have some trouble getting to certain poses. So this stand is going to be your best friend. You're going to want to use these. And I just fear that later on. I wish I could be a lot better, but if anything, that's probably my biggest issue with this entire figure is these ankles are caca. That's really what they are. They're utter caca. But still, this Batman, dude, not gonna lie, way better than I thought it was gonna be. And I actually honestly like it. It's pretty cool. Alright, now let's check out Superman. To be honest, this guy is one of the ones that I was like, alright, that actually looks pretty decent. Okay, this is one of the ones that I had positive vibes about when I first saw him. And honestly, I think he's really dope. One thing I will personally say, and this is me nitpicking, I feel like his head's too big. You know, it just looks massive, and that's probably just me. You know, you probably won't think that. But like in comparison to Batman here, his head is ginormous compared to Batman. I mean, do you guys see that? Is that just me? his head looks humongous. So I don't know. That's just me nitpicking. It's not a big deal. He still looks great. The head sculpt itself looks fantastic. I love that a lot. Now, like with the other figures, he does come with a Superman card. One thing I will say about these cards, the card stock on these, super solid. These are really nice. I would not mind collecting these. Again, based on Action Comics 1000, got the whole data back there. It looks really cool. Again, Jim Lee's art, I love that. So I think this came out freaking really good, man. The hair, the curl, yeah, dude, that looks great. We got some blue on top right there. You can see that. Yeah, I dig this, man. This came out good. Really, really nice. What I do like is the S logo is a metallic red with a flat yellow in the back, and it's fully sculpted. Yeah, dude, that's awesome. Love that a lot. I love how we even get like lining throughout the suit. You can see the lining in here on the side and things like that. Even this little sculpting right here on the wrist, which is accurate to the modern Superman, like that. I love that. The red trunks, the belt, all looks good. Some super butt back there. The lining down the legs looks good. Yeah, dude, this came out fantastic. I love this. Really, really cool. No S logo on the back of the cape. Some people, I know that's kind of a big deal to some people. I actually prefer when it has the big yellow S on there, but if it's not there, not bad. But the cape itself still looks good, and that soft rubbery type of plastic, I think it flares out nice. Yeah, man, I actually really, really dig this. Definitely, honestly, definitely the better of the two, and that's me saying that coming as a hardcore Batman fan. Yeah, Superman definitely came out better. Okay, now let's talk his accessories. So we do get interchangeable hands. I got a closed-fisted hand here for his left side, a more open palm hand for flying poses for his right side. We also get that same type of flying hand for his left side. Then we got a trigger finger hand for his right side because, you know, he carries a big laser blaster or whatever. I don't know what they were thinking with this. I'm assuming this is just going to be a reused hand from another character. They're just like, yeah, let's just throw it in there. Instead of giving us another fisted hand, I would have preferred another fisted hand. So, okay, sure, whatever. I don't even care. But luckily, the hands do interchange very nicely. Nice thick peg. The hands are kind of a softer plastic, so it goes on there like butter, and it stays on there solid. Love that, man. Very, very nice. Now, the only other accessory that we do get is a stand, but this one's also a clear flight stand with a very nice clip on here, kind of ratcheted right there, and on the U clip, like sort of C clip, like that. So how this works, you're going to kind of just get it on there and wrap it around like so, and then you can get some like flying poses like that. You can see how that works. That actually works really good, man. I am impressed with that. That is good. So Mcfarlane killed it with this little flight stand. I'm hoping all characters that fly can come with these flight stands, because that is something that was dramatically needed in a lot of toy lines. So thank you for this. So as far as accessories go, that's all we get. I really wish we had gotten some laser eyes effect pieces like we did with the NECA versions. I think that would have been cool, but still, he is pretty great. Okay, now let's run down his articulation. So the head's on a ball joint, rolls around like so, does turn left and right, up and down. I wish you can go up more for those flight poses. That's always an issue for a lot of Superman figures, is that he can't look up enough. So it's decent, but it could be a lot better, trust me. So it turns left and right, all that stuff. So it works okay. Arms can go full 360 up and out that far. We do get a butterfly joint in there that works a lot better than the Batman one. Rotation at the bicep. We get a single bend at the elbow. I'm not sure why we got a single bend with him, but double jointed elbows with Batman. But what I do like is the sculpt here. You can see how far into the forearm it goes, and you can see how that collapses in itself, and it shapes around the bicep like that. That's actually pretty cool. I really like that, and it still makes the sculpt look good. So even though it's a single bend and I wish it can go more, I do like how that's overall designed, so that works out great. Same thing with the ball peg wrists like that. Rotate, hinge, works very nice and tight joints there. Double ball peg in the midsection, so that rolls around, does turn left and right, crunches back and forth, and pivot side to side. There is a little bit of a gappage you can kind of see in there, so like when you're posing them around, there might be some gappage in the trunks, but it's not terrible. I really don't even does not even a big deal to me, but I know some people have gap itch issues like that. Hip joints that kick forward that far, back about that far, so that works out pretty good. Does the splits, those same type of hip joints. Rotation at the upper thigh. We got double jointed knees that work very nice and actually can practically kick himself in his own butt, so that's actually better than Batman. Same thing with those ball joints, up, down, rotate, rocker, toe joints that go that far. But the thing is, they're the same problem. The position, it's hard to get them in a flat-footed stance for them to stand properly in certain poses. So again, you're gonna want to use a stand. It's just, I don't know, man. Those ankle joints are awful. They really, really are. So I'm hoping they fix those or adjust them, or just not do this type of ankle joint in the future, because that's gonna kill these a lot. So anyways, he's still pretty awesome. I really dig this Superman quite a bit, a lot better than I thought it was going to be, and both of these, honestly, a lot better than I thought they were going to be. Superman, in my opinion, is the better of the two, but still, in my opinion, you want to check out something new, you want to check out a new retail line, I think these are worth picking up and definitely a must-get. So for a quick size comparison, here they are sitting next to a Marvel Legends Deadpool and DC Multiverse Batman figure from Mattel. Also for comparison, here they are standing next to a Batman and Superman from NECA Toys. And just for fun, here they are standing next to a little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of the new Batman and Superman figures from Mcfarlane Toys. Now overall, I do have my issues with these figures. Those ankle joints are honestly terrible, and I can really only see them getting looser and looser as time goes on. The face sculpt on Superman is really good, but his head feels a little big. Or maybe it might be Batman, maybe his head's too small, but his face sculpt, it could be a lot better. The sculpt overall on both figures is actually very well done, and the paint is fantastic. They both have really good articulation. Honestly, the accessories could be better. Not sure why we got a trigger finger hand and not another close-fisted hand for Superman. That's a little weird. And then we get no close-fisted hands with Batman at all, who punches a lot of people. That's weird too. Now, I know why some people will not want these, but honestly, I see this as a very good first run for Mcfarlane Toys, and I can see them doing a lot better in the future with the future releases. I absolutely have a lot of faith in Mcfarlane, and if this is their first outing, I'm really excited to see what they come out with in the future. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.